Today I'm going to show you how I get good hair. Hello Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. I make videos to inspire you to be the best version of yourself and live your dreams. So if you want to be an Everyday Starlet, be sure you hit that subscribe button. I am here in my bathroom du jour and I have another hair video. I actually showed you in my last video how I take care of my hair. I showed you the shampoos I use, the products I put in after I wash my hair. Today I want to talk to you guys about styling because I've actually had a lot of people ask me on my Instagram how I get my waves. I have like 2 different ways that I wear my hair in waves. So I'm going to show you guys both. I'm going to start with my sort of looser, more natural waves, and then I'll show you the other style a little bit later in the video. I did actually just wash and dry my hair today. I really needed to because it is so hot and humid right now and I've been working out a lot more, so my hair was just like drenched. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a heat protectant. I've tried a few different ones and my favorite heat product to use is actually the Hot Sexy Hair Protect Me. It says it protects your hair up to 450 degree hot tool protection. I don't have any idea what the temperature is of the tools I'm using, but you know, hopefully it's not hotter than 450 degrees. I like this because it's lightweight, but it does add a little bit of like shine to the hair, but doesn't weigh it down or make it feel heavy or greasy or anything. So I'll start out and I'll kind of spray this in my hair. I try to focus it a little bit more on the ends because that's the driest part of your hair, obviously, so that's the part that needs the most protection. My favorite curling iron, I've used a lot of different curling irons. My favorite one, and obviously the size that you want, is going to depend on your hair. This one I find has just been the gentlest on my hair, but also gives me the best curl. I've had this forever. This is the Ceramic Tools. I'll try to link this below if I can find it, but I'm not exactly sure which one this is. I have had this for so long, but it's lasted me, and I love, like, the barrel shows no sign of wear and so honestly, I don't have I have my hair parted on the side because that's just how I part my hair. Because I'm going for more of a natural wave, I'm not really thinking about this too much. I'm kind of just going in, I kind of twist it in the middle, and then I kind of curl it out. It's up to you if you want to get the ends or you don't want to get the ends, because I know that sometimes people like that look of like the straight ends, some people don't. I kind of just keep going and twisting it. I'm kind of like pushing on this and I keep moving it until I get this curl right here. I know it looks like Shirley Temple curls, but it's not going to stay like that. So, and you know, I know that there's a whole, you know, instructions about, you know, picking a, you know, a certain like size section of the hair, or, you know, parting it or whatever. I'm not really that formal. Because again, I'm just going for like loose, you know, sort of like wavy texture. So I'm not trying to think about it too much. I'm just going for it. And I'm not clipping this or pinning it in this type of curl. If this bothers me too much, I might clip it over to the side, but I'm being very haphazard about it. Not thinking about it too much. I try not to go over the same spot too many times or leave it on my hair for too long, because that's when you run the risk of doing damage to your hair. The way I work, and I don't know if this is really probably not the right way to do it, but my hair is parted on the side, but I'll kind of like, just with my hand, I'll kind of just like part my hair loosely in the back. It's not gonna stay parted like that, so it doesn't really matter if it's even, but it's just because, I mean, it's one thing if someone's styling your hair for you, but like when you're doing it yourself, you kind of need to see what you're doing. So it just kind of splits it down the middle so I get access to both sides. There was a big trend for a while of like alternating, whether you curl back or whether you curl front. I just have never found that look to really work well in my hair. But you know, the direction that you do the curl, honestly, it depends on your hair, the style that you want. I just have a tendency to always clip it like this, and I'm always rolling it back away from me. That's just the technique that's been working for me and the way I feel like it works the best with my hair. I have all of that side done. I know this probably isn't like the proper thing to do. I don't really worry too much about the back of my head because I can't see it. I know a lot of people do see the back of your head, so I probably should care about it a little bit more. I just don't all that much, but that's just me. Me, if I can't see it, I don't worry too much about it. And with this side too, I know some people change the side, like they like one side of their hair, you know, to the curl to go forward and want the other side to go the opposite way. I do them both going back. I just, over time and trial and error, that just seems to be the way that it works the best with my hair. But whatever curl pattern works best for your hair is what it is. Again, I'm not really being very particular about the size of the sections that I take. That's kind of how I vary it, more than varying direction or things like that. I vary the size, although I think most of the curls are about the same size, so I'm taking like approximately the same amount of hair. Kind of depending on the temperature. If it's super humid and my hair is not, I know my hair isn't gonna hold the curl too much. At this point, maybe I'll hit it with a little bit of hairspray, just lightweight luminous hairspray. I really love the Moroccan oil luminous hairspray in the medium finish. I find it's a very light finish, to be honest. Depending on like how I feel the temperature is, I will start out typically kind of just like finger combing it and just sort of breaking up the curl, giving it sort of that loose wave kind of look. It kind of, I mean, when you flip it back like that, it does give it sort of a semi-Farrah Fawcett kind of look, but because I don't have really short layers in my hair, you don't get that like dramatic 70s flip. You just get kind of like a subtle wave. And depending on how my hair is feeling, if I have like one of the curls is just kind of looping weird, or my hair's grown out into kind of like a weird kind of thing, I'll just kind of go back in with the curling iron and just sort of try to smooth it out. Usually it's like this piece right here that it might curl, like it's doing okay right now, but you know, sometimes it just kind of like flips in a weird way. So I'll go back in with the curling iron after that and just sort of fix it. So this is kind of what I'll do for my loose waves. I don't tend to add a lot of hairspray to it because I like it to feel loose, but I'll add maybe a little bit more of like the Moroccan oil hairspray if I know that I'm going to be like out in the humidity and I want to try to keep it as long as possible. But yeah, this is just kind of how I do like my loose waves. I'll try to break it up a little bit in the back. If I feel like, especially in the wintertime, if I feel like the curl is just really just not sort of breaking up nicely, sometimes I'll go in with this brush. I was totally gonna look up the name of this brush before I filmed this video. It will be in the description box. It is technically a dupe for the Mason Pearson brush. I have a video all about talking about it. I don't really think it's an exact dupe for it, but it's a very cheap version of it that's good. I just don't like it as much as my expensive Mason Pearson brush, but I use this for styling. So anytime I have like a lot of product in my hair, maybe my hair's really greasy or something like that, and I want to use something for styling, because it is so inexpensive, I don't really worry too much about like it getting too gunky with product or anything like that. So I will use this. Sonia Kashuk, I think it is, but it'll definitely be in the description box. So if I really feel like I need it, this broke up really nicely, so I'm not worried about like brushing out too much. But if the curls ended up just a little bit too tight and I really need to like smooth it out a little bit more, I'll just go in with this brush. And typically, like the first time I curl my hair after it's been washed and blow dried, this is kind of the look I'll go for, unless, you know, I have some specific place I have to be where I need my hair to look a different way. That's what I'll go for, because once I've had my hair like this, then like hopefully tomorrow, but like the next day, if I want to go for like a really much more dramatic Hollywood wave, sort of the base of my hair is already set. I already have some of the heat protectant in it. I already have a little bit of the curl here, and even though like tomorrow, especially in this humidity, when I sleep on it and stuff like that, most of the curl's gonna be gone. It's already been set once, so when I go to set it again, it'll be a little bit easier, if that makes any sense. So this is like my loose natural wave look right here. You'll see this a lot on my Instagram, and then yeah, I will be right back to show you how I get my Hollywood glam waves. So stay tuned. Okay, so it is the next day, and as you can see, my curl did not last. It lasted most of the day. My hair did look really nice yesterday. And then I did a workout in the morning, and that and the humidity, my hair is not curled. I'll start out by parting my hair where I like to part it. I like to part it on this side. Because I already have my heat protectant in it from yesterday, I'm not really gonna add any more heat protectant. If my hair was feeling a little bit dry, which it's definitely not feeling dry right now, but if it was, I might add a little bit more. Totally up to you. I kind of like to try to go in and like part my hair on the other side, so you kind of get the top piece here. I use this as my part, and then this is just as a guide. All right, now I've seen a million different techniques as to, you know, how to do these Hollywood waves, how to do your hair the right way, all kinds of different instructions and tutorials. I'm not saying that my way is the right way. This is just how I do it. I'm way less precise, but I always start with this front piece here because I feel like this is the most crucial. I'm using the same curling iron that I did yesterday. This is not gonna get on camera because I'm going up in the air, but if you can see here, I'm up in the air. I'm trying to kind of twist it so I get all of the hair. For this look, like with yesterday, if you get the ends in it or not, that's kind of personal preference. For this kind of a wave, you want the ends in it. That's a much more like, you know, your sort of retro vintage traditional look, is to make sure that you twist the curling iron so the ends are in it. Then I take a little clip like this, and I kind of make sure I form the curl, and then I clip it in here up against my scalp. For this curl, because I want to make sure that it kind of stays up straight, because it's going to give me a little bit of my height, I don't clip both sides of all my curls, but for this one sometimes I will, just to kind of keep it going here, because I'm going to want, for my hair, I'm going to want a little bit of height. And then I kind of go in. Honestly, I'm not that particular about making parts or making sure everything is like perfect and precise and even, because again, I'm gonna kind of smooth this out. You can use a rat tail comb to do this, or you can just use your finger. If you have really long fingernails, that can work really well. And I kind of just continue on twisting it, loosening it, twisting it, loosening it, twisting it. Make sure the curl is sort of formed, and then with this one I'll just clip both sides. If you feel like you need to clip both sides, that's perfectly fine. With this one, I just used my finger to kind of part the hair. I didn't really worry about using the comb. Honestly, it's whatever works for you. I personally like to work with the top of my hair first, because I feel like, first of all, that's the part that is going to be seen. That's the part that's going to be the most dramatic, because it's what lays on the top of your hair. And I also feel like when you do this and you pin your hair up like this, it makes the sides, like this hair is not out of the way, so it's easier to get to the sides. And you can decide how far back you want to go. Like I mentioned when I did my hair yesterday, I don't really worry too much about the back of my hair, and I probably should worry more about it, but I guess it's like, because I don't see it, I don't worry about it a whole lot much. That may or may not be the way you want to go, but that's just me. We'll usually end it more about the crown of my hair, if you can see. And then with my finger, you can use a comb if you want, I kind of try to part it in half, because now I have this half, and this is like going to be the top piece that comes over here, and now I'm going to try to get these sides even, because now I have kind of about the same amount of hair on each side. And this technique is going to be very similar. It also kind of depends on the mood I'm in. It's similar to the way I did my hair yesterday, where I kind of grab a piece. Sometimes I'll do it more up and down like this. Sometimes I'll do it more to the side like this. It kind of just depends on the mood that I'm in. Some people's hair will do this wave easier than others. I find I have like light layers in my hair. I do admit this kind of wave is sometimes easier when I have more layers in my hair, but styling my hair other ways isn't as easy. I try to take slightly smaller sections towards the front, and then I take a little bit bigger sections towards the back, partly because the back of my hair, I don't mind if it has a little bit of looser wave, whereas I want there to be a little bit more of a curl wave in the front of my hair, and also I get bored. So I start grabbing bigger chunks of hair because, you know, I get impatient. That's one of the reasons for starting in the front, is because that's when I'm paying the most attention. Okay, now I'm gonna go this side, and I'm gonna try to do like the same curl on this side as I did on that side. It may not be exactly the same. I mean, nobody has the exact same amount of hair on both sides of their head, so it's not that crucial. Sometimes if I'm really feeling kind of a little obsessive, I will do one curl on this side, one curl on this side, try to you know, alternate, do it even. Today I just kind of didn't do that for some reason. I don't really think it matters all that much. It's just kind of whatever you feel like. Oh god, it is so humid. I'm sweating profusely just after doing that. So because it's so humid, I'm actually going to put some hairspray on this, just my Moroccan Oil Luminous hairspray in medium hold, because I don't really want like a stiff hold. I just want something to kind of just help set the curl a little bit. Whew, can't breathe now. Okay. Whew. All right, I gotta ventilate the room. I'm gonna let my hair sort of, you know, cool and let the curls set. So I'm gonna go do my makeup and then I will meet you back here for when I take out my curls and we shape the wave. Be right back. Okay, so I did most of my makeup. I just haven't put my lipstick on yet. So my hair actually feels, I mean, it's super warm and humid in here. So my hair's not gonna feel cool, but it doesn't still feel hot. Honestly, the longer you can leave your hair up like this, the better it is to hold the curl. Remember this first one, I did 2 clips, so you just wanna make sure that you get all of the clips out. So I'm gonna go through and take all of my clips out. Okay, so now I have made sure that all of the clips are out. To be honest, with the humidity, I want to try to do as little as possible. So I'm gonna just double check and make sure that my part is still where I want it to be. Then I go in with my Sonia Kashuk, I believe, hairbrush and my Mason Pearson brush dupe. And I just go in and I start shaping it. So it's kind of about shaping the hair. If your hair just kind of isn't working into the shape you want, there's other options. You can tease it. I don't really like teasing my hair. I like to avoid that if at all possible. You can go back in with a curling iron and kind of, you know, try to shape the curl the way you want it. I'm a little bit more aggressive with the brush when it comes to the back and when it comes to this side, because I'm not really as, I don't really care as much about how the wave looks in the back or on the side here. I'm really more interested in how it looks on this side, making sure I get that nice Hollywood wave. And you know, sometimes I'll try to get my hair to come up more if that's the way my hair just sort of shapes better. Sometimes I will try to smooth it down. It's just kind of depending on how my hair is feeling. You know, you can kind of adjust how you want your hair to a certain extent, but there is also the idea that your hair is gonna kind of do what it wants to do. So it's better to work with it than work against it. And honestly, if I were to do this again tomorrow, especially if it was less humid and if I didn't work out, which it is humid and I do work out every day, this would probably look even better if I did it like the next day. If I want it to stay kind of looser, I will go back in with my Moroccan Oil hairspray. If I want something a little bit stiffer and I want it to have a little bit more hold, I'll go in with this Bedhead Masterpiece Massive Shine hairspray, because I like to add shine wherever I can. And I actually read that Dita Von Teese uses this hairspray, so I was like, I got to use it. Little tip I actually learned from Dita, her book Your Beauty Mark. Love this tip. I've been doing this and it works great. If you want to smooth out some baby hairs, take a brush. I use this kabuki brush. This is my e.l.f. contouring kabuki brush. I never used this for anything. It just didn't really work in my makeup collection. Any brush you're not using for your face is good. Don't use this brush for your face. Once you start using it for this, even if you wash it, like, it should only be designated for this purpose. So, you know, any kind of like inexpensive makeup brush that is sort of on the thicker side that you're not using. And you can either spray your hair a little bit or you can spray it directly on the brush and then just kind of lightly go over the hair. It's usually, for me, right around my part where I get some flyaways. And I'm not really pressing, I'm just kind of doing it very lightly just to kind of smooth it out. Personally, I like to kind of just like tuck this side behind my ear. So all I need to do now is add myself a red lip and a sexy little outfit, and I am going to be old Hollywood glam. This is my old Hollywood glam look. If you guys have any other video requests, this was a highly requested video on my Instagram. If you guys have any video requests, let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I love to hear from you. I love your suggestions. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to be an everyday starlet and bring a little bit of glamour to your everyday life, then be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels, especially Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram, so all the links will be in the description box below, along with a link to all the products that I used in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.